Overthinking, but it is not what you think. If you think a little bit deeper about my problem of overthinking, what happens to me is I become very impulsive. I get distracted very easily. I get into this massive problem called procrastination. When I do overthink, it is often not productive. I get nothing done. I feel helpless. I feel almost paralyzed because I'm thinking about how to change something that I have no control over. The solution I'm going to present is not a magic cure, obviously, but it's almost like you will get there. If you keep doing this again and again, you will get there. And it is perfect for overthinking because you're going to overthink your way out of overthinking. What is happening and what am I thinking so much about? And why am I not just doing what I want to do? Even something like going to gym has been very, very hard. And oftentimes people just say, oh, just do it. Prem, just do it. But for me, it's not that easy. If it was that easy, I would just do it. I have an intense repulsion to do something, but also I get distracted very easily. And I don't have that much willpower and I'm inherently very lazy. Even shooting this video, I'm supposed to shoot this video like 3 weeks ago. I can promise you by the end of this video, you will feel more relieved, you'll feel more calm, and you will feel more action driven, and you'll feel like you'd want to do things that you wish to do. That is something I can promise you if you stick around till the end of the video, because this is going a little bit technical. The way to solve this overthinking is by changing your relationship with it. Now, this doesn't make that much sense now, but changing your relationship would make a lot more sense by the end of this video. The thing is, thinking, in my experience, and hopefully you can try this as well if you look into what you're thinking and why you're thinking the way you're thinking. I realized my thinking is fueled by an emotion. This could be oftentimes an anxiety, frustration, an aversion, a feeling of powerlessness, a feeling of, oh, I don't feel capable enough to do this, a feeling of, oh my god, overwhelming, And what my thinking is doing, I'm a thinker, obviously. What my thinking is doing is trying to overthink in a way where I don't feel this emotion anymore. For example, let's say I wanted to do my thesis and I feel overwhelmed. What my thinking is doing, I'm not conscious of this overwhelmed feeling personally. I have no idea that I actually feel overwhelmed. But what my thinking is doing is trying to like overthink and find like one solution where I could do my thesis and don't feel overwhelmed by it. That's what the thinking is doing. Now that you understand, this overthinking is fueled by a certain emotion, maybe frustration, overwhelming, uh, anxiety, paralyzed, powerless, any emotion. Now that you know this is being fueled by an emotion, this is where the innovation coming, changing your relationship. You're not changing your relationship with a thing. Of course, that is also there. Obviously, you would do that. But what you're changing is what I call meta relationship. Now, what meta relationship basically means is that you're changing your relationship with the feeling of overwhelmed. Let's say I'm doing my thesis. I feel overwhelmed. Now I have a certain relationship with the feeling of overwhelmment. You get it right. I have a feeling, I have a relationship with this feeling where I feel like I shouldn't feel this way, or I feel like I could, if I just think a little bit harder, I could feel something different. So that is the meta relationship which you should actually become conscious and aware of. So you have the emotion and you have the meta relationship, the relationship between you and the emotion, the relationship between me and the emotion, which is the overwhelmment or something like that. That is the relationship we need to change. That relationship is something under your control. Even let's say you face something, and when I faced my thesis, I feel overwhelmed and there's literally nothing I can do about it. That is my current state. I need to accept it. Okay, you know what, I'm going to feel overwhelmed with my thesis. Okay, but now I have a very toxic relationship with this feeling of overwhelmed. See, the thing what people don't understand is we all have a very toxic relationship with the negative emotion. Just because of the media, people around you, your parents, feeling negative emotions almost taboo. When you're crying, or when someone is crying, look what people do. No one thinks, you know what, it's okay to cry. No one says that. They're like, oh, drink some water, stop crying, you don't have to cry for small things. That's what people say. We have a very toxic relationship with negative emotions to begin with, which is what this overthinking is trying to solve but cannot solve. See, because it's not aware of this relationship. So what we are going to do is, in this process, we are going to change the relationship with this emotion. But here's the step by step way on how to change your relationship with the emotion, which is causing the overthinking to begin with. Step number one, you need to become aware of what kind of relationship you have with the emotion to begin with. And that is something very important. You have to label it. There's an emotion list I'm going to which I use personally, which is from Byron Katie, the work. She has an emotion list, which is what I use. I'm going to put that link in the comments, pin it. First thing you have to do is you have to see what is the relationship you have with the emotion to begin with. Let's say I'm feeling overwhelmed. What is the relationship with that I have to this emotion of overwhelmment? I have aversion. I feel frustrated. I feel powerless. I feel paralyzed. I feel helpless. I feel confused. I feel judgmental, right? I feel this shouldn't be there here. Why am I feeling like this? I feel inept. I feel not capable. Like tasting wine, guys. You have to start labeling all the emotions that could be this thing. Now you could say, Prem, I don't know exactly what emotion it is. It doesn't matter. Just the fact of you trying to point it, even if you think it's anger, just put it down. If you feel it's the right thing, it is the right thing. If you feel, Prem, I feel all the emotions in the list, good. Write all the emotions on a piece of paper. It's fine. When you look at an emotion, something's going to resonate true. When you look at an emotion, something's going to ring true. Maybe the feeling of frustrated, maybe the feeling of anger, maybe the feeling of judgmental, inept. I feel personally very inept, not capable, is what I feel personally. Step number one is you become aware of the current relationship you have with the emotion. Step number two is you have to feel the emotion. Feeling the emotion, what does it look like? It looks like accepting it. It looks like welcoming it. It looks like just staying with it, giving your attention to it, seeing beauty in it, spending time with it. If you notice, all these methods are forms of practicing love. This is what feeling the emotion feels like. I also have a proper method in another video I made. I'm gonna put a title card somewhere, which is the David Hawkins My Story. When you're overthinking, you actually have a very small window of consciousness where you can do something for a very short time. That's it. That's the window you have. And step number three is to ease and delight in it. Is to ease with the emotion, ease into the emotion, and delight in the emotion. For you to have that feeling of, let's say, overwhelming thing to go away, you must first learn to appreciate it and delight in that feeling, to the point where whether you feel overwhelmed or not, you shouldn't feel a difference, because either way you're in the state of delight, and you're in the state of easing into it. So you have to ease and delight, which is what I say to myself. Oh, Prem, you have to ease and delight. Feel into the emotion. Notice where it is in my body. It's in my chest. Okay, ease into it and delight in it. Ease into it and delight in it. Sometimes that emotion looks like courageousness, just acting in the face of adversity, but also delighting in the process of acting. That's it for this video. This is my process of dealing with overthinking and just anxiety and being productive to begin with. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions, comments below. If you guys have any thoughts, I would love to know. Please, if you know what video you want to see next, let me know in the comments below and I would love to make some for you.